So what is a trauma anniversary? This is when our body will remember traumatic events and they will rise to the surface. And for some, this might be out of the blue. And for others, they actually know the date of when these things happened because it was so volatile to them. When it comes to anniversaries that you do know, it gives you time to prep for this. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about how to use acting to really work through those emotions and allow them to leave your body through a state of an empowerment rather than victimization. And I want to make this clear that when it comes to dealing with trauma, it is really important to diving into the somatic work because that goes into the subconscious. And whenever we have trauma that is not fully processed, it is stored within our body. And it can be stored in different systems. It can be stored within the physical. It can be stored within our energetics. And it can also be stored within our genetics. Some of you may have heard about epigenetics, and this is where you can store trauma that hasn't been processed from past generations. And this is a big thing because with technology and its expansion, it also is bringing a new wave, literally energetic waves of stress on our bodies. So it's presenting us more and more with the opportunity to heal these deeper woundings, because with more openness that technology brings, it's also going to replicate and show and mirror within ourselves. So a deeper connection that we have collectively that the internet is bringing to us, it's going to bring a deeper connection within our genetics as well. Not only are we having more physical stress due to technology, it's also allowing us a deeper connection to each other, which is adding another layer of stress, which then is allowing a deeper connection and knowing to our past selves that were lived through our ancestors. Even though something has happened to you, and I know this is a triggering kind of subject, and I definitely have been in that triggered state, absolutely. It takes a level of responsibility of our own healing in order to work through it. Because what became very clear for me as I worked through this most recent trauma anniversary for myself was the fact that you may never get the sorry that you deserve. Do you deserve that sorry? Yes. Are some of the traumas that have happened to you, should they have never happened? Absolutely. But the fact is, you are dealing with it. I hate to sound very cut and dry, but that's the fact. You are dealing with it. So let's deal with it. Throughout my life, I've had different traumas where it's been inflicted by somebody else and they would blame me and I was never given a sorry. And I also have had experiences where I have gotten those sorries. But the thing is, if people don't hold, see, and love you in that moment and work with you right in that moment, it will inflict that pain and can create a wave of blockages, of reoccurring traumas off of that one trauma. Because I have also gotten sorries that were empty because that person couldn't hold their actions fully responsible. I have also never, there's some people I actually haven't gotten any sorries from. So in incorporating different somatic practices, you can be the person that you always needed and maybe never got or maybe never will get, but you can show up today and be that person. And you can hold yourself with that love and you can create the ceremony and the sacred space, the safe space that your physical body needs in order to release this emotion. And so what happened for me was this anniversary had happened, the initial thing had happened a year ago. And I knew it was coming up. And so I took time to really get aware, to start working through my feelings and emotions. And I just had a night where I was listening to music and I was crying. It had nothing to do with this either. I was just aware of it. It had to do with something else, me missing my friends. And then I went to the mirror and I saw I had a black eye due to my makeup. And I sat there and I was like, this is the moment. Because you have to realize with somatic work, it is not linear. You can be aware of it, but what you're doing is you're opening up. You're saying, I'm willing to work with this. I will be ready. So you have to prepare yourself because you never know when that moment will come. And that moment came for me because I can feel energetically, my body starts to feel weak. I start to feel very sensitive, and it came out. And I realized I want to be seen. I never was seen. I was never given the love and the response. And also, I was so ashamed of how I reacted. Because I've never had a strong masculine protecting me throughout my life, I had to be that. And as a woman, that is very scarring in itself. So what I did was I acted it out. I played the music I wanted. I created the scene. I did it over and over until I found the one that I liked. I got to play with a medium that I used to do as a child. So that was really healing. And then I posted it. And I posted it because I did not want to feel ashamed of not posting it. And I know that might not be for everybody, but for me, there was something so empowering of being, I see myself and I am not ashamed of my emotions. I am not ashamed of what happened. And I'm okay telling the world, hey, this happened. And amazingly, what came out of it was me wanting to share this with people because I was so empowered. As soon as I posted it, and when I witnessed it the next morning, I just felt everything come out of me. I felt the stagnant energy move through my heart chakra and out my body. And I started crying with joy. So I want to share this with people who would like to use this medium, if this medium calls to you. Because what I did was I knew the date. I gave myself sacred space. And then I allowed myself to act out because I wanted to be seen, because that person didn't see me, because I know they probably had to deal with themselves. Because what came out after the next few days, I realized the shame I took on wasn't just mine, it was theirs. And that's also why a lot of people won't give you the recognition that you want, is because that means they have to deal with their shame. And that's not, you can't force that on someone, that's their responsibility. But what you can do is you can utilize different somatic tools to help you process what you wanted. And what I wanted was just to cry and be loved. And I loved on myself so hard. It was so freeing. And you can do this on the date that it happens, because it almost acts as a portal where you can go in and heal yourself. And when you heal yourself and mentally reenact and set that intention, what you're doing is you're aligning your electrons. This has to do with quantum physics, is you're observing it, but you're creating a new observation. You're healing that original experience, and you're creating a new one. So you can do that on the date. That's very powerful. If you're someone who has been doing the work or doesn't know the date, you can do it on a new moon or a full moon. Personally, I like doing things on the new moon because those are new beginnings. You can really release and really get connected in with that subconscious, that very dark feminine energy. But find what energy works best for you. Some people like full moons, some people like new moons. And the last thing you can do is you can work with a therapist and tell them this is your intention. Could you help me work through this? And by talking with someone that you feel safe with, they can actually start to begin to open up those layers so you can really get into that somatic state. Now, I want to preface this by telling you guys that I've been using magnetic frequencies to clear subconscious holding patterns within my body. This is my joy, my love, and I'm in the middle of creating a course that helps people clear the addictions they have to emotions. Because emotions are the bottom line and the creation of these cycles. Whatever your addiction is, there's usually an emotion tied to it. So in clearing these big emotions, it also set me up to be more cognizant of what was going on. I was less reactive, and I was able to be more present. Because let's not even try and act like these big emotions aren't intolerable at times. They are, which is why we avoid them. Like me posting this, I was dealing with so much stuff and I didn't want to deal with it. And my guides are like, you can do this. You can do this. I had to pump myself up. But that also ties into me not getting a lot of recognition. I'm bursting through a lot of different higher ceilings right now. But I know that this can help people. So those are 3 ways that you can really harness this acting. The main thing is finding the event, finding out how you wish you reacted, recording it, and set the intention that I want to heal myself through this recording, and then watch yourself. Play with it, have fun. Again, you don't have to post it for the world to see, but I felt called to. And the amount of peace and love and joy that came out of that clearing was amazing. So if you are someone who is interested in magnet therapy, you can check my link below. I have a few different courses available to help you clear chronic holding patterns in the physical body in regards to pathogens as well as the meridians. And I also have an email list you can sign up for so you can be informed when that course comes up and is available, because I am in the process of making it, and it is truly the thing that has changed my life the most, because emotions and how dynamically intertwined we are collectively and tribally, these emotions go deep, not only within our genetics, but also within the collective field and within our own personal physical body. So this course allows you to see what is someone else's and what is yours, and really allows you to take ownership and become your own healer. It has been the game changer and the thing that really has amplified all the other tools that I've utilized in my coaching, in my somatic therapy, as well as in every other aspect of my life, specifically the creative, which I love. So if you would like to sign up, email list is listed in the description.